Hello guys, so welcome to today's lecture. In today's lecture, we are going to study the conducting system of the heart. Okay, the conducting system of the heart, we have the anatomical aspect and we have the physiological aspect. But in today's lecture, I am only going to cover the anatomical aspect of this. Okay, because when I'll be covering the physiological aspect, I'll be talking to you about the AV nodal delay and the speed of conduction in each of the fibers that I'm going to tell you today. Okay, so today's lecture is more of an anatomical lecture. After this conducting system, we are also going to see the electrical dipole of the heart. Okay, so how the small electrical currents add up to a big dipole of the heart, and how is this going to affect the ECG that is that we record. Okay, so this is as such not an important lecture from the exam point of view, but from knowledge, like if for the knowledge of ECG, okay, this lecture is very important. You need to understand why certain waveforms are on the positive side of the x-axis. Okay, for example, if I draw the waveform, okay, so this is the waveform. Okay, so this is the P, R, and T. Okay, Q and S. So you need to know that why P, R, and T are on the positive side and why Q and S are on the negative side. Okay. So this lecture is going to tell you why something is going to be above the x-axis and why something are below the x-axis. Okay. So for that we need to understand the electrical dipole system of the heart, and we need to also have a little bit of idea of physics, as in how the leads that we attach on the body, like I covered them in the last lecture. Okay, so how the leads attach pick up these electrical signals and then produce the waveforms. Okay, in the next lecture we are going to understand the waveforms. Okay, the PVRST waves, which is going to be the most important lecture of understanding an ECG. Okay, but today's lecture as such is not important from exam point of view, but we need to understand this so that we can understand the core concept behind the ECG. Okay, so today's lecture more of an anatomical aspect of conducting system of the heart, and then more of a physics aspect of the dipole system. Okay, that I'll be talking to you later on. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's begin. Okay, so conducting system of the heart. Okay, so we have the SA node. Okay, I'll be a little quick in this because when I'll be talking about to you about the physiological aspect, I'll cover this in a little more detail. Okay, I'll not be repeating the name of the structure over here. Okay, I'll just be talking to you about the physiology of the structures. Okay. Okay, guys. So this is the conducting system of the heart. Okay, I'm not drawing the atria and the ventricle because I'll be talking to you about those only right now. Okay. Okay. So this is okay. Today is more of an anatomical aspect. Okay. So this is the SA node. This is the AV node. I hope you have all heard about these terms. Okay. This is the AV node. Okay. This small part is the bundle of his. Okay. This is the left bundle branch. This is the right bundle branch. Okay. And these are the Purkinje fibers. Okay. So this is the anatomical aspect of the conducting system of the heart. Okay, so we will be starting with the SA node. Okay, which is the primary pacemaker of the heart. If there is any issue in the SA node, we have artificial pacemakers which we attach, below the chest near the pec major muscle. Okay, so that is the location of the artificial pacemaker. Okay, so we have the SA node. Okay, I have drawn I've in fact drawn four multicolored lines from SA node to the AV node. Okay, so we'll take down the names of these. Okay, so this one goes to the left atrium. I hope everybody knows that SA node is in the right atrium. So right atrium, so left atrium here directly we have one bundle, okay, which is called the Bachmann's bundle. Okay. So this is the Bachmann's bundle, which will be conducting the impulses directly from the SA node to the left atrium, the musculature of the left atrium. Okay, from SA node to AV node, we have three tracts. Okay, which come into play. So this is the anterior tract, this is the middle tract, and this is the posterior tract. Okay, so the anterior tract is called the tract of Bachmann. Okay, please note that this is the Bachmann's bundle, the left atrium one. Okay, is the Bachmann's bundle. But from SA node to AV node, the anterior tract is called the tract of Bachmann. Okay, the middle tract, I'll just write it down over here. The middle tract is called the tract of Wenckebach. Okay, the middle tract is called the tract of Wenckebach, and the posterior most tract is called the tract of Thorel. Okay, so the tract of Thorel is the posterior most. Okay, I have marked it over here. So A is the tract of Bachmann, M is the tract of Wenckebach, and T is the tract of Thorel. Okay, so this is how, okay, so now I'll talk to you about the little physiological aspect of this. So SA node will be generating an SRAP, which is a slow response action potential. Please watch video number 1 of the CVS physiology playlist. Okay, so SA node is going to produce an SRAP. Okay, the tracts are going to conduct these impulses from the SA node to the AV node as well as the left atrium. Okay, please remember, ये दोनों का नाम सेम है, Bachmann, but one is bundle and one is the tract. Okay, do not get confused. Bundle is for the left atrium and tract is from SA node to the AV node. Okay, so from SA node to the AV node, we are going to take the musculature. Why is it coming to the AV node? And what is the use of the AV node? That is more of a physiological aspect. That is going to be a separate small lecture. Okay, very small lecture about the conduction system of the heart, because now I've already introduced you all the terms. Okay, so SA node, say AV node, till you have three tracts: the tract of Bachmann, tract of Wenckebach, and tract of Thorel. Okay, so all this is going to get the impulses to the AV node. Okay, AV node is in the interventricular septum. Interventricular septum से सबसे पहले we will be from the AV node we will have the bundle of hairs arising. The bundle of hairs shortly after just a short distance it is going to divide into the left bundle tract, the left bundle branch and the right bundle branch. Okay, okay, this is also called the RBB and this is called the LBB. Okay. And then the left bundle and the right bundle branch will give rise to Purkinje fibers, which is going to innervate the ventricular musculature. Okay, now why do we need to know this anatomical aspect of conducting system? Is that when we are going to study the later on parts of applied ECG, okay, when we are going to see the applied ECG, we'll be studying something called conduction system blockages. That means we are going to have blockages in these conducting systems. Okay, so mostly we have blockages in the bundle of hairs. Okay, sometimes we have the blockage in the bundle of hairs. Okay, that is a complete block. We have incomplete types of heart blocks and complete type of heart blocks. So I'll not get much into that, but you need to have the understanding of the anatomy of the conducting system of the heart, so that we can understand the conducting disorders or the heart blocks. Okay, that's called the heart block. That is going to be a separate lecture. The applied aspect of ECG. Okay. So the left bundle branch. I was telling the bundle of his is an extension of the AV node, a very short part, and then it divides into the left bundle branch, right bundle branch. Left bundle branch will take the electrical impulses to left atrium, the left ventricle, and the right bundle branch will take impulses to the right ventricle, right. Okay, I think I have made a mistake over here. Just a second, I will correct this. Okay. Right, so that one is the left and this one is the right. This is R, this is R, and this is L. Okay. Right, so the right bundle branch is going to take it to the right ventricle, left bundle branch will take it to the left ventricle. Okay, please excuse this mistake. Right. Okay. So that's all about the anatomical aspect. Now little bit I'll tell you how this conduction will occur. So SA node say AV node and AV node say further into the ventricles. Okay. Now when the depolarization wave will be moving, So first, okay, we have three layers of the heart as well. Okay, I'll take this a little further. Okay, so this is called the endocardium. Okay, the one which is lining the walls of the ventricle or the atrium is called the endocardium. Okay, endo means inside and cardium denotes the wall of the heart. Okay, endocardium, then you have the myocardium, and then you have the epicardium. Okay, so the wave of depolarization in the entire musculature of the heart is in this direction. Okay, so endocardium depolarizes first, followed by the myocardium, followed by the epicardium, and in the entire heart musculature, the repolarization wave is in this direction. Okay, the repolarization wave is from epicardium to the endocardium. Okay, so please take note of this, that the depolarization wave is in the direction of epicardium. It is in the direction of epicardium, and repolarization is in the direction of the endocardium. Now, why this is required is when I'll be talking to you all about the waveforms. Okay, different waveforms. Why do they come in the positive side of the x-axis, and why do they go to the negative side? Okay, right. So this is all about the anatomical aspect. The physiological aspect, okay, I'll be covering it in a different video, a very small video, where I'll be talking to you, all about AV nodal delay. We all know that the atria contract before the ventricle. Okay, so that the main reason for that is the AV nodal delay. Okay, so what are the physiological aspects of AV nodal delay and how do we use this clinically is something that we'll be discussing in the upcoming lectures. Okay, so that completes the anatomical part of the conducting system of the heart. Okay, I'll just reiterate for you that FRAP is what occurs in the conducting system of the heart. If you have not watched the SRAP, FRAP videos, please go and check out the first and the second video of the CVS Physiology. Okay, the conducting system of the heart comes under FRAP, and your nodes, your SA node and AV node, will produce SRAP. Okay, right. So now let's move on to the actual topic of the day. That is the dipole system of heart. Okay. So dipole system of the heart. Now dipole system of the heart is nothing but application of physics. Okay. So let's start with a little account of physics. Okay. Over here. Right. So dipole. What is a dipole? Dipole, I have explained it to you all in previous lectures as well. So that means two poles of opposite polarity. Okay, two electrodes or poles, I can say, electrodes with opposite polarities are dipole. Okay, so dipole, when it is kept in an electric field, okay, we have potential that is generated by a dipole when kept in an electrical field, okay, external electric field, and the potential, okay, so by physics we go by U. Potential energy, okay, is given by P dot E. Okay, so what is P? P is a dipole moment and E is the electrical field, external electrical field. Okay, so now when you solve this, okay, I won't go into much of detail. So P is nothing but Q into D. Okay, so this is a dipole, positive, negative. Okay, P is already a vector, so it's going to be a cross product. Okay, this is going to be the direction of the dipole from negative to positive side. Okay. So yeah, this is Q plus Q, this is minus Q, and this is D. Okay. So the dipole moment is given by P is equal to Q into D. Okay. Fine. So here you will write Q D dot E. Okay. U is going to be Q D E cos theta. Okay. So this dot product when you solve, okay, I'm not going to much of physics, otherwise this will become a boring lecture. So when you solve the dot product, you get QDE cos theta. Okay, I'll not write this as QD. I'll bring it back to P only. Okay, so P into E into cos theta. What is cos theta? So suppose if this is the direction of the dipole moment, okay, and if this is the direction of the electric field, okay, so इनके बीच का जो एंगल आएगा थीटा, okay, So how will you resolve the vector? So when you resolve the vector, you will write Pe cos theta. Okay, that is what the dot product means. Okay. So now if I tell you all key, if this electric field, okay, electric field, if the angle between the electric field and the dipole moment is zero, okay. So what if I say Pe cos 0 theta, okay, theta is equal to 0 in case number 1. So Pe cos 0 will give you maximum value of Pe, okay, because cos 0 we all know is 1, okay. But what if the electrical external electric field is perpendicular to the dipole? Okay, so in that case we will write Pe cos 90, okay. That is going to give you 0. Why? Because cos 90 is 0. Okay, so this is the basic concept that you require. Okay, so when a dipole is kept in an external electric field, okay, the potential energy that is generated is called the is given by the formula P dot E. Okay, and when you solve this dot product, okay, when you have to remove the dot product, you apply cos theta. This is for your physics knowledge. And we need to know these two cases, okay, where theta is 0. What is it? What is theta? It is the angle between the electric field and the dipole moment. So if theta is 0, so cos 0 is 1, and P into 1 will give you P. And when theta is 90 degree, cos 90 is 0. So you will have 0. I mean, your potential energy will be 0. Okay. This is the concept that we will require for our further understanding. Now, very important. Please highlight this point. Okay. Okay. So I'll start explaining now. Okay. So if this is the direction of your dipole, okay. So this is the direction of the dipole, and you have any current, any resultant current, okay, or any resultant electric dipole. This is the dipole of the lead. Okay, I'll just mention it over here. This is of the lead. Okay, please watch the limb leads and the chest lead videos, which have already been uploaded on the channel. Okay, so अगर ये lead का direction है, okay, so for example I'll say this is lead 1. Okay, lead 1. Okay, I hope you all remember कि lead 1 का direction यही है. ठीक है, if any current, any dipole of the body, okay, of the heart is in the direction of the dipole of the lead, please understand this is of heart. Okay, I'll just mention first. If any dipole of the heart is parallel to the dipole of the lead, you are going to get a positive okay, you're going to get a positive waveform. That means what? In that lead, that wave, okay, for example, suppose the dipole of P wave of the heart, okay, heart make wave आया, suppose the atrial depolarization wave, okay, so we'll be understanding that the P wave denotes atrial depolarization. So if the atrial depolarization का dipole comes parallel to the dipole of the lead, okay, so you are going to have a positive wave. A positive wave in the sense, if this is the neutral line, okay, इसके ऊपर जो आएगा that is going to be positive, okay. But if it is negative, if any dipole is in the opposite direction, okay, this is for this. If any wave is in the opposite direction to the lead का dipole, ठीक है, I'll put it down over here. So if anything is in this direction, okay, lead का the dipole direction, okay, you all can see it. I'll bring it in one frame. Okay, so dipole का direction the opposite if we have, okay, so it's going to give a negative waveform, okay, so the wave will go नीचे. This is the basic concept of ECG, as in why certain waves go above the x-axis and why certain waves go below the x-axis. Okay, so this is one point that you need to understand. The second point that you need to understand is that the depolarization wave so when the heart will depolarize, so depolarization wave is conducted like the ahead. Suppose, okay, I'll draw it over here. It's easy to explain that way. Okay, suppose if this part is depolarized, okay, this shaded part has been depolarized. So this is the negative part and this is the positive part. I mean, the area which is ahead of the area of depolarization is always positive. So then this is the direction of your um, depolarization, or this is the direction of your net dipole moment. Okay, the net dipole moment is always in the direction of the part which has not yet been depolarized. Please understand this. This is given in GK part. Okay, so you have to read it from there as well. So suppose this part is depolarized. I'll repeat this concept again. तो इसके आगे वाला part positive होगा and the depolarized part is negative. ठीक है? So the direction will always be from the depolarized part to the part which has not been depolarized. This is the second main concept that you need to understand, and this is the first concept. This is very important to understand key ECG में why waves come in the positive and the negative direction. Okay. So this was all about that we discussed in today's lecture. In today's lecture, we saw that how the dipole system of the heart is there, and we saw the anatomical aspect of the conducting system as to how the impulse is going to be spread. Now, in the next lecture, I will be covering the waveforms, the PQRST waveforms that we are discussing since a long time, and we are going to see the record of ECG in lead 2. Why in lead 2? Because the net dipole moment is parallel. The net dipole moment of the heart is parallel to the direction of the dipole moment of the lead 2. Okay, which is towards the left lower limb or the left leg. Okay, so that we're going to cover in the next lecture, and next lecture is going to be very important because all these concepts that I've been teaching up till now in all the ECG lectures, that is your introduction. Okay, introduction we saw the graph or the electrocardiogram. Then in the second lecture I spoke to you all about the limb leads, how we attach limb leads and where we attach them correctly, and the different things. Okay, so that we are going to see कि वो limb lead का कौन सा direction आएगा dipole का, उस हिसाब से how will the waveforms change in different limb leads. Okay, and then I spoke about the chest leads. Okay, which has also been uploaded on the video on the channel. Okay, so chest leads also we have V1 to V6, and we are going to see ECG records on them also, not in much detail. We are going to learn or decode only the ECG on lead 2. Okay, but we just touch upon, ponder upon these topics as well कि दूसरे leads में how you see the graph. And today's lecture is going to sum this up. Okay, so now we are going to sum up the two concepts main. The first is if the direction of the current is in the direction of the dipole, the direction of current in the heart is in the direction of the dipole of the lead, so you're going to get a positive waveform. And if it is in the exactly opposite or in the anti-parallel direction, you're going to get a negative waveform. Okay, so that is one thing, and this is the other thing, that if it is in the direction, if the angle between the electric field and the dipole is 0, you're going to get the maximum dipole moment, and if it is perpendicular, you're going to get 0 dipole moment. Okay, so all this will help us understand the isoelectric points. Okay, we have the isoelectric lines, we have segments, we have waves. Okay, so all this जो भी हमने 4 lecture में पढ़ा, first lecture, second lecture, third lecture and fourth. Okay, this is the fourth lecture of ECG. Okay, so all the 4 lectures knowledge that you have gained, okay, by these 4 lectures, all this is going to be applied into the series of next lectures where I will be talking about the waveforms of the PQRST. So please be thorough with this. Please go through your book before starting the next video on the waveforms. Just revise these concepts, and then I promise that waveforms will not be difficult. I'll help you even by heart them कि कौन सा टाइम पीरियड कितना है हर वेव फॉर्म का, एंड ऑल दैट, राइट. सो सी यू ऑल इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर. टिल देन कीप स्टडीइंग.